as like a binder or a thing like that in some sort of prescriptions and things.
Do you use a lot of it or just a drop?
No, just a tiny bit of the banana oil, and it's a super. In fact, you can mix the banana oil in with lacquer in a spray gun and spray leather with it and make it any color leather you want. And you know that all of your leather that's used in cars, that's what's on them. That's what color is on them, is lacquer. Retarded lacquer. The banana oil also causes the lacquer never to get real brittle hard, although it eventually does, after, 5-6 years or something. But, so leather upholstery in cars, that's painted on there.
Well, now one shot's lead
One
base.
shot is a varnish, a natural varnish.
That's lead base.
And yeah, the white's lead base, so you don't want to eat it.
Okay.
Right, but then again, look at all the stuff we got directions on. You're not supposed to eat anything. All the things we used to eat are now bad for you. And milk and eggs and all those kind of things. Those are bad for you. Right?
But the Rust-Oleum, what did you say?
Rust-Oleum works good for striping. Yeah, it works real nice.
Is that lead?
Except it takes forever to dry. No, it's fish. Oh, the pigment? I have no idea. Probably lead. Most white is lead.
And a guy should be able to pick Rust-Oleum up in any big city.
Yeah, Rust-Oleum's pretty common.
Doesn't that usually come too thin in the can already?
Yeah, but you can let it dry in the pallet.
Oh, okay.
Get out of the can and pallet until it starts getting a drag in it. It takes a little longer.
What's some of your favorite?
A hot day, Rust-Oleum is really the greatest thing in the world to use. A real hot day, because everything also one-shot's all drying too fast.
Yeah.
The Rust-Oleum is perfect in hot weather. A lot of guys are using it.
What about color combinations? You use black and yellow on this to make it show up. How do you choose your colors? Do you see them when you look at the sign too?
Well, I think that the color combination, thing like that, the choice of color combination, I think it's a kind of a racial thing. I really do. You'll get various countries, they seem to like certain colors more than others. And the rule, generally, in American sign painting has always been never use direct opposites. And we've pretty much hung on to that.
What's the opposite?
Like, say, green and red, they're opposite. You never use green and red at the same time. Never. Not done in American way of thinking. But say in Italy, there'll always be red and green. Or yellow and green. See, because there again is your opposite. And the way you can find out what's the opposite, if you don't know, is stare at it for a real long time. Any color, then do this, and blank off all light, and you will see the opposite colors right in your head.
So you never use them together.
American idea is never to use them together. But if you look at color combination that comes from different parts of the world, they have different feelings about it.
Well, when you started out with your Reaver sign up there, what did you start out with? Did you know you was going to use white and gray on those top letters?
Yeah, because I wanted to make one of them convex letters.
And that's what you saw? Did you know the rest of the colors when you started out with it?
Well, see, there's no opposites.
I mean, did you know that you were going to use white on the body copy on the bottom?
Probably not until I got to it.
Okay, so you have no...
But I wouldn't use the opposite.
You have no clearly defined color that you have in mind when you start the sign then, do you?
Other than not using opposites.
Okay.
On the same sign.
Now, when you get all done with the sign, you stand back and look at it and say, what am I missing here?
Yeah, I criticize it very heavily. And usually I'll look at it the next day and it's terrible and I'll throw it away. I got a sign downstairs that I did. It is so bad that I have tried to get them to throw it away, and they won't do it. It's the worst sign I ever made.
But to yourself it looks bad.
It's awful. It's the worst thing I ever made. I say, throw it away. Please get rid of it. Every time I come in here, I look at this thing and it makes me sick.
You think every painter feels that way about his sign?
I think if it cares to them, I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Can you pick out the mistakes on a Reaver sign?
Oh yeah. Full of them. I spent spent too much time on it. I got too busy. I started putting them funny little dots there in the reavers, and I shouldn't have done that. Should have left it alone.
Now, how about the scroll on the bottom?
That little thing on the bottom?
Yeah.
That's a hider.
That's a hider?
That's a hider. There's something screwed up under there. I forget what the hell it was. But there's something, I think I put something there and I spelled it wrong or something. So I put that thing on here to cover it up. Yeah, that's just a fakery there. But mainly I wanted to make that convex letter. I've always liked that. And my dad was a damn master at that convex letter, and I never got as good as he did. Because he could make them letters that looked like they were carved right into things.
I've always had trouble darkening a yellow. What do you use to darken yellow with?
Black.
And it don't turn green on you?
No. Not show card stuff.
Yeah, what about that black gunpowder explosive? What is that, sign box or something?
That's one shot. Yeah, that's for my muzzle loader, and I keep it up there real high because I'm afraid of sparks getting near it or anything.
It's actually got gunpowder in it?
Yeah, it's got a little can of powder in there that I use for my muzzle loader. And so...
Is that exclamation point a cover up there too?
Yeah.
It is?
Sure.
Still in the space.
Well, the commercial trick.
So if a guy's starting to paint a sign, then he should start out with the basic idea and then worry about getting the last colors in at the last, right?
Well, you know, as far as the color thing is concerned, I've always personally felt that the color is not really as important as the workmanship. But American ideas have never used classy colors. And your most visible is yellow and black, period.
Okay, and now, if you think workmanship is the thing, do you have like one or two scripts that you use a lot, one or two block letters, or do you jump back and forth to 12, 13 styles?
Not all on the same sign.
How many styles on one sign?
You really shouldn't have but two at the most.
Two styles on one sign?
Yeah, I get away from it sometimes and end up with three, but you really shouldn't do that. I mean, the basic rule is to not get too many different letter styles on one sign. Two at the most. I'm not saying that I always do that, but that is,
But a guy can get along if he practices like two alphabets, let's say two scripts and two block letters.
Yeah.
He can get along painting signs if he studies those two letters and practices.
Sure. Okay. You got to know the upper and lower, and you got to know where the and see, you can use the different letters for emphasis. Like here, we really want the price to be the most prominent thing on a show card. The price is number one. That's what people are after.
Is that right?
Yeah. They want to see the price, not the product.
We never use a lot of prices as knots, but I can see that. I see it all over town, but the price on a market, it's always big.
Yeah. Yeah. Clear back probably to Martin.
This Martin, when did he live about? In the 20s?
Yeah, early 20s. Yeah. Yeah.
The price has got to be there. If it's low enough, they're interested to find out what it is.
What's that?
You know?
Oh.
You got to have the price there. If it's low enough, it's interesting to...
Boy, this dates us though, don't it?
Did you do this skull up here for a guy, or did you do it for your own self?
No, I just did it because I thought it would be. Years ago, we had a friend of mine had a cafe with a cigarette machine in it. He was a non-smoker, and so we made this up and put it up over his cigarette machine. Yeah, when he used to just say, smoke, 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 smoke. Cancer is good for you.
Smoking cures cancer.
That thing's been up there so long, so dusty, it almost looks real.
What about this movie world sign up here?
That was a super brilliant red at one time, that show cardboard and all faded out.
But I mean, look at all the stuff you've done to the letters. You've airbrushed the movie world. That's a white, and you've airbrushed blue into the souvenirs and gifts. Then you put little dots into the Prince Karma's garden. Why do you work on all your letters like that?
Well, I'll tell you what I was doing right there is that was when the new guy, Prevotel took over down there.
Yeah.
Well, he came up with that movie world logo. That face there, I've never seen it anywhere before. And I didn't like it either. But that's what he wanted. And so all the movie world stuff after Prevotel, that was the logo. Those weird looking W, the M I can live with. The W I think's terrible. And then he had this idea of Prince Karmi's garden.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be like, one of them, what the character that the guy plays on television. You know, the Karmi's Magic, whatever. And they were going to make it like a restaurant in there, but it never happened. And so that was on the original Prince Karmi, who was an old vaudeville character, and that face was on his stuff.
But where do you think of?
Because that's what he wanted.
Little things to it. You think a guy ought to play with these letters and try out his own experiments?
Yeah.
Just do anything to them. Like on your boxer, you've outlined it in black and white, and then put a red around the whole.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to get the effect of it sinking into the box again. See, I was trying to get a third-dimensional idea. And
so there's no limit to what you can try.
No.
Okay.
But I think a lot of times the shadow works better.
Stand over there and ask you this. What do you cut the show card with? You cut it with an X-Acto knife, or what do you do?
Well, I use an X-Acto knife, which I sharpen with 400 wetter dry.
But do you lay that sign out first and do it?
What, the cut out?
Did you cut it out first?
No. No, I made the whole sign, then cut it out.
Make it first and cut it out.
I only got to doing that because you were doing it all the time down there before I was in the joint.
Now, where'd you get the picture for that guy in the middle? Did you see that when he started the sign? Yeah,
that's basically what I had in kind of mind, because that particular case, that this was pretty bizarre. I mean, this woman sold all these guys, all these people this idea in that car she was building, got all her money, and then disappeared.
Yeah.
And they went looking for her, and it wasn't her, it was a guy. And don't ask me why there's a little fish up there in the left corner. I have the vaguest notion.
I was going to ask you that, Dutch.
I don't know why that's
If
there.
that was a hider or whatever you call it.
I don't. See, that's how loose I let me go.
How long does it take you to do the neon letters, like the sculpture and glass sign?
That's fast.
Fast.
That's unbelievably fast. That's so fast that it's almost fraudulent.